Hi, this is Steve Gordon, and today I want to talk to you about the lazy man's way to get more clients. You know, to be honest with you, this really is a true confession because, as you probably know, I spent a lot of time talking about marketing and follow-up systems and how to be very consistent and systematic with your marketing. And the reason that I specialize in this, honestly, is because back before I found all of the methods to do this, I was really bad at follow-up, and my business suffered because of it. I ran into all the problems with manual follow-up that I'm sure you experience. You're too busy to keep up. Once you hit probably about 20 or 30 leads, it's just too much to handle. And if you're keeping them on spreadsheets or on legal pads or whatever, trying to keep things organized, it's just impossible. You end up focusing on the hot leads, and that's great because you've got to close them, but your future really lies in the leads that aren't ready yet, but that are going to be ready someday. And you've got to follow up with them and stay in front of them so that when they're ready to convert, you're there and you're the choice that's top of mind. And you know what happens with manual follow-up? People ultimately end up falling through the cracks because you just can't keep track of it all, and that's a little bit dangerous. It's not good for your business, doesn't make you look professional, and it's certainly costing you a lot of money right now if you don't have some automated systems to do this. And I was experiencing all of that, and then probably the biggest problem is that it's just boring and monotonous work. I mean, follow-up is not sexy. If you're in sales, if you're in marketing, if you own a business, you got into it because you love to do what you do. For me, I like being in front of people. I like speaking. I like being out in marketing and writing and teaching my clients. But I got to tell you, it just doesn't excite me all that much to sit down and figure out who needs to get letter number 3 of the follow-up sequence today and then get them in the mail. It drives me nuts. It's boring, monotonous, and as a result, sometimes I just wouldn't feel like doing it until I got a system. Now, because I didn't feel like doing it sometimes, and because I know that you probably don't feel like doing it sometimes, you get inconsistent with it. And inconsistency can be really, really scary. And I like to use the analogy of a roller coaster. You go up, 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 up on the roller coaster, and you're adding all of this energy into it, and you get up to the top, and you're pretty busy up there, and you got all the work that you can handle, and you just ease off a little bit on the marketing, and then you start to come down that hill, and you come down really quickly. So you get all that work done, you get all those clients served, and now you're crashing back down, and you haven't been doing any marketing, and you end up back in a valley again. And now you've got to work really, really hard to get back up to the top of the hill, get busy again, get the clients that you need. And so your business goes in these up and down cycles, and it really is no way to live. It can drive you absolutely nuts. It's very scary at times, especially in those valleys. And it's just not the way to live your life and to operate your business. So let's look at why this is such a problem. It really is epidemic in business. And I've found some statistics that really show this. And the first is that 48% of salespeople never follow up with a prospect. I find that absolutely hard to believe, but 48%, almost half, never follow up, not even once. 25% of salespeople make a second contact and then they stop after that. 12% of salespeople make 3 contacts and then quit. Think about that. That's the top 12% of salespeople. But just 10% of salespeople go beyond that and they make more than 3 contacts. Now, let's look at the other side of this. 2% of sales are made on the first contact. So for that 50%, almost 48%, almost 50% of the salespeople that make that first contact and then don't do anything else, they're competing for 2% of all sales. Only 3% of sales are made on the second contact, 5% on the third contact, 10% of sales are made on the fourth contact. But get this, 80% of sales are made on the 5th through the 12th contact. So for those salespeople that hang in there to the 5th through the 12th contact, there's just a small number of them, and they've got nothing to fight over. There's 80% of all sales made there. They've got all they can handle and then some. So follow-up is absolutely critical. If you did one thing in your business to get much, much better results, it would be to improve your follow-up. I've built my entire practice around this idea because it's so important and it's such an easy way to get great results in your business. So for all those who follow up, look at what they get. They get a big pile of money because there's just not much competition there. Now, what would you do if it was easy and cheap and automatic to follow up? Would you do it? Yeah, of course you would do it. So let me show you my system. And it's really, really simple. This is a system that I use with my local Chamber of Commerce. So I get names from my local chamber. They email out the names of all the new members and all the renewing members every Thursday. So in my inbox, I get this email. There's 10 or 20 people on it every week. I take that email and I send them an introduction card with a little offer to get a free, a short little report that I wrote on marketing that'll help them. And really, it's just designed to introduce them to me and give something away and give back and say, hey, thanks for supporting the business community in the chamber. I'm involved, and I just want to, offer you this as my way of saying thanks. Now, here's the key. I automatically repeat that with different cards and different offers for 14 weeks until the lead responds. And it's a total of 7 cards, so they get one about every other week. Now, you're probably sitting there thinking, oh my God, 7 cards. That's wonderful. But who has the time to keep track of all that? Because you get one of these every week. And so after 7 weeks, I've got people that are on week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, week 6, and week 7. Or card 7 after 14 weeks. And you got to keep track of who gets which card when. That's where the system comes in place. So I found a great solution to take care of all of that headache for me, and it's a solution called SendOutCards. And I didn't know about this until about a year ago, and when I found out about it, I was like, God, this is perfect because it's really, really easy to do. So let me tell you how it works. I can add about 10 to 20 new leads into this system once a week when I get that email in from the chamber in less than 10 minutes. It's just copy and paste. It's super easy. And when I do, they immediately, all those new leads are sent card number 1, and it looks like this, and it's a little introduction, and it basically welcomes them to the chamber and offers them my free report, which introduces them to my business. Then I send them another card that says, hey, just in case you didn't get it, if the gremlins at the post office, got the other card, here it is a second time. Send them a little bit different card so that it doesn't duplicate. Then they get a third card, and then a fourth card, and a fifth, a sixth, and a seventh, and so on. Well, here are the results that I get from this one little marketing system. And remember, this is just one marketing system. This is sent to cold leads, people who have probably never heard of me before. 1 in 10 respond and say, yes, I'd love to have your free report, or I'd love to get together and network with you, which is great because then I get to meet with them one-on-one. And usually when I meet with somebody one-on-one, I'll find some way that we'll both benefit out of that. The goodwill from this is enormous. So 1 in 10 respond, 9 out of 10 don't, but I can go to a chamber meeting, and when I introduce myself or they see my name tag, they go, oh, you're the guy that sent me the cards. And it's an immediate conversation starter. It's just an absolute great thing. The goodwill is just enormous with this. So none of it's wasted. And a 10% response rate is huge for direct mail. I mean, for any of you who are doing direct mail, hey, 1 to 2% is usually pretty good. We're getting about 10% with this campaign. And we get it because we're sending greeting cards. They're not shaped in a business envelope. It's not the typical direct mail that people are used to getting. It looks like a personal card. And so they can't not open it. They've got to open it to figure out what's inside. So here's now how I use this as a part of a marketing system. So you can use it if you're involved in your local chamber like I just described, but you could also use it with new businesses that open up in your area, or if you market to consumers with homeowners who are just new and moving into the area. You can use it with referrals that you get. You can use it with unconverted leads who maybe asked for information about your product but never bought, and you can use it to follow up with them. You can use it with seminar attendees. So if you do seminars as a part of your lead generation, you could use it with people that attend your seminar. And you can use it at a trade show. And that one, to me, is huge because now you've got a real simple, easy, automatic way to follow up with the folks you meet at a trade show. And the statistics I've seen from the trade show associations nationally are that over 80% of the leads generated from trade shows are never followed up with. So if you're the one that follows up, imagine how easy it's going to be to convert those into customers. So the idea is that you take and you create not just one system, but a whole bunch of little systems. And once you have one set up, it just runs. You just add new leads into it, and it runs and it produces results. And it's just really, really great. So your assignment to get this done is to go ahead and get SendOutCards. And I've got a really, really inexpensive way for you to do it. You can get started with this. It's going to cost a little bit of money, but like all things in life, it costs a little bit of money. It's going to cost you less than $10 a month to get started at a very, very basic level. And there's a link here. You can go to sendoutcards.com/Steve Gordon. Now, full disclosure, if you go and register through this link, I end up making a couple of bucks. But you can go, certainly, if you don't want to go that route, you can go directly to their website at sendoutcards.com and get it there. But if you go through my link and email the receipt to me that you get in your email, then I'm going to send you my complete 7-step lead generation campaign. This is the one that I use that is converting 1 out of every 10 prospects that go into it. And I'm going to send it to you, and you can edit it and change the cards and change the copy, but you'll see exactly what I did, how I did it, so that you can get started really, really fast and just edit it and go. So now, I have one last favor to ask of you. Once you get started, please share this with a friend. It's my personal mission to get out and touch as many businesses as possible and help them see the value in systematic marketing and see how simple that it can be to implement this. So please share this with a friend on Twitter, on Facebook, send them an email, and send them back to my blog to take a look at this. So I hope that helps you. Please go and implement it. Ideas are great, but until you take action, none of it really matters. Go and implement, and let me know how it works for you.